The college football experience, Louisiana Ragin Cajuns 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WinBet. Bet $50 at WinBet, get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Download the WinBet app now or visit winbet.com. That's WYNNBet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy and Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their brand new over/under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by SGPN Discord. Yes, make sure you check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat bets out with the entire SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord.
This is Brian Bosworth, aka The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, Louisiana Ragin Cajun season preview. One of the best names out there. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
Nobody knows nothing.
Somebody knows. Double the price, but no one touches Dundee.
Oh, wow. It's great talking Ragin Cajun football. One of the best names in all the land. I am joined by my co-host, the Sunbelt Funbelt God himself. Give it up for the rooftop IPA drinking, homebrew making, Tobacco Road living, the free lock giving, former Herndon Basketball League MVP. Give it up for NC Nick in the place to be.
There we go. What's going on, man? Good afternoon.
Yes, we are talking. Look, we released a graphic, the SGPN crew getting after it, ranking the home field environments for all the Sun Belt. And NC Nick, we had a decent amount of hate from the Ragin Cajun fans coming at said clearly we've never been down there.
That's factual. We have not been down there. It'd be nice to go. Where do we have them ranked? They're like middle of the pack or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had them fifth.
Are we sleeping on them?
I mean, we might be, buddy. But I can tell you this, buddy, whatever's happening down there, you know, maybe it's Billy Napier. I'm pretty sure it was, but Mark Hudspeth had some decent years there. When you go back and look at Ragin Cajun football, Hudspeth had 4 9-win seasons there. Actually, wait, what am I doing? Let's load it up here. Hang on. This is the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns, all right? A program on the rise. The whole Sun Belt Conference is on the rise. Easily one of our favorite conferences, if not our favorite. And when you look at Mark Hudspeth, 4 9-win seasons, all right? He went to 5 bowl games in 6 years. Then he's out. Napier comes in 7-7 in year 1, followed by 3 double-digit win seasons. Get this. They are what? I'm doing the math here. 33-5 in the past 3 years.
Not too shabby.
33-5, buddy. And sometimes, you know, look, Napier's off to the University of Florida. Levi Lewis is gone. Montrell Johnson is gone. But Michael Desormeaux, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Desormeaux.
Desormeaux. Well, look, he used to play quarterback there. He was the OC, the co-OC last year. He used to play quarterback with the Ragin Cajuns from 05 to 08 before he made the pros. Spent a year with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this guy knows. He grew up close to this university. He's 1-0 as a head coach. He beat Marshall in the bowl game last year.
Nice win too.
Very nice win.
Fellow Sun Belt opponent now in Marshall.
Yes, that's a good point. So now here we go. What's life going to be like after Billy Napier? But I'll tell you this, man. Even though this guy doesn't have the biggest coaching record, he was at he was coaching high school from 2010 to 2012. Then he was coaching a private school in Louisiana from 2013 to 15, but before becoming the running backs coach for the Ragin Cajuns in 16, stayed the course through the change to Napier, and Napier recommended him be the next head coach. Said he's got the pulse of the program within him. What do you make of the hire?
It's always tough to say when the coordinator's never been a head coach before. Dude, the guy bleeds Ragin Cajun blood, so that's a start, playing there, being an assistant there. But if you ask me, the offense hasn't been that great. They kind of underachieved maybe the last couple of years. I think they finished 64th in the country this past year, with like a 5th-year quarterback in Levi Lewis, with a decent offensive line, a trio of good running backs. Putting up 27 on Nichols, 20 on South Alabama, 21 on ULM. The offense was not as good as it could have been. I mean, look, they still went 12-1 last year. They still had a very good season, but there were some close wins against mediocre to bad opponents. Overall, the offense I thought should have been better, and I guess that falls on Desormeaux. So obviously a first-year head coach, the jury is certainly still out, and they lose a lot. Still talented. I mean, they're still in a talent-rich area. They're still, I'd argue, the most talented team in the Sun Belt West, the much easier of the divisions in the Sun Belt. So I still think he's going to have a pretty good first year.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's in the Sun Belt West, which hasn't been very good lately. And when you add in that Napier had the #1 recruiting class in the Sun Belt 3 straight years. All right. So
I'd argue though the defense has been more impressive lately.
Of course. I mean, we'll get into it here on the College Football Experience. Hopefully you're subscribed on YouTube watching this. Shout out to the graphics department with this sweet ass graphic of the Ragin Cajuns behind us as we break down all 131 college football teams, team by team. We do it every year. So subscribe to the College Football Experience. We talk college football year round, and subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. But yeah, let's hop into this because you jump into the stats, and first off, I mean, the Napier's gone, Levi Lewis is gone, their star running back Montrell Johnson went to Florida. Now they did have a couple good running backs. So
but the other Amani Bailey, he transferred to TCU. So now leading rusher Chris Smith is still there. That's like that's one head of the 3-headed monster from a year ago. But yeah, they definitely lost 2 nice running backs via the portal.
For sure. And they were 45th in scoring offense in the nation last year. Now the new OC is Tim Leger, and Leger was a co-OC last year. So I do like them keeping the same continuity.
Sure.
45th in scoring offense, 40th in rush offense, 78th in pass offense, 64th in total offense. Now we mentioned Levi Lewis. He's gone. Chandler Fields appears to be the starting quarterback. A lot of people are projecting, but keep an eye out on Ben Wooldridge, a Fresno State transfer that came in.
Both guys only have exactly 22 pass attempts for each of them in their college careers.
I can tell you this though, Wooldridge was with Jeff Tedford and Kalen DeBauer. Those are very good quarterback whisperers.
I'm sure. So, and from what I hear, it's an open competition. I don't know who's in the lead in mid-July. but I think it's an open competition because both guys are very inexperienced.
Yeah, but I can tell you that whenever, I mean, look at Michael Penix without DeBauer, and you look at Tedford's track record. I do like that. Now maybe I think Wooldridge.
Wooldridge will be without DeBauer. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying too. It's good that he's been coached by those guys, and obviously they saw something in him to recruit him. But it'll be interesting to see which quarterback wins the job and if that person can keep it throughout the entire season.
Well, and Wooldridge probably transferred out knowing that Haener was coming back.
Sure.
Because Haener was going to go to Washington for a second. So, but Fields probably the more mobile quarterback. So maybe I don't know. We'll see what happens there. 2 of 3 wideouts are back. Peter LeBlanc and Michael Jefferson. That's good there. Running back Chris Smith, we alluded to, he's back. Their tight end Johnny Lumpkin is back. Now the big question here is going to be the offensive line.
Yeah.
Just 1 of 5 back on the offensive line, and that's guard AJ Gilly. That's what you circle. But here's the thing: if you're recruiting that well in the Sun Belt, these next guys should be ready for this. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Billy Napier, he didn't do his old team and his old OC any favors because 2 of those guys he took with him to Florida. That's Torrance Osiris and Cameron Waits. And the other guy, Max Mitchell, is on your Jets. So, they had a very strong offensive line a year ago. But, it'll have to be totally, retooled here.
Yeah. And on the defensive side, they lose the D coordinator. So LaMar Morgan coming in. He was the cornerbacks coach at Vanderbilt last year. Now, that is a bit of a question mark but the defense was 11th in the nation in scoring defense, 54th in rush defense, 14th in pass defense, charting at 22nd overall. Pretty damn impressive. Now on the D line, 2 of 3 are back. They run a 3-4 defense. Andre Jones, both ends, Andre Jones and Zi'Yon Hill are back, and both are pretty damn good D ends to have. They are breaking in 4. Count them, 4 brand new linebackers. So
it was a blow where when Lorenzo McCaskill transferred to Kansas.
Leopold Magic.
McCaskill was their leading tackler a season ago.
They do get 2 of 4 back in the secondary, led by safety Braylon Trahan. Also, cornerback Eric Guerrer is back. They are breaking in a new kicker, but the punter returns. That is, so to me, the 2 clear-cut areas of weakness are offensive line and linebacker.
Yeah. And that's not, it's 2, especially the O-line. That's a very important position. The secondary also, you mentioned who's gone. Percy Butler is now on the Washington Commanders, Redskins, and Mekhi Gardner transferred to LSU. But you're right. Offensive line, the biggest question mark, followed by the linebackers.
Yeah. Never heard of the Commanders.
Well,
yeah.
How about quarterback too? Quarterback has to be listed as one of the biggest question marks as well.
Yeah, but I think they're going to be all right there. For some reason, I feel like they'll be all right there. Obviously, maybe not as good as Levi Lewis, but we'll see. I think they'll be all right at the quarterback spot. But I want to talk transfer portal. We grade the transfer portal. Talk about the future of the program and go game by game on their schedule, and also talk about what Las Vegas expects out of the Ragin Cajuns. But first, I gotta get us paid. I want to tell you that the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns 2022 season preview episode on the College Football Experience is brought to you by WinBet. Bet $50 at WinBet and get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Download the WinBet app now or visit winbet.com. That's WYNNBet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy on Sleeper, but now you can win cold, hard cash with their brand new over-under game. Head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by SGPN Discord. Yes, make sure to check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat out bets with the entire SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Yeah, Trade Coffee connects customers to the freshest and best tasting coffee they've ever made at home by partnering with the country's best craft roasters. These are independent businesses from big cities and small towns, and Trade customers are truly impactful for these independent roasters, often being the largest source of new growth for them. And get this, it's expert tasted. Yes, Trade Coffee's team actually taste tests thousands of coffees and they keep 450 different kinds alive and ready to ship to you every day. There's no one perfect coffee, but there is a perfect coffee for you, and Trade's human-powered algorithm will find it. So right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/SGP. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free. All right, get started by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP and let Trade find you a coffee that you'll love. We're also brought to you by IPVanish. Did you know that browsing online using incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? That's right. Without added security, you might as well be giving away all your private data to hackers, advertisers, your ISP, and other prying eyes. That's why here at SGPN Studios, we use IPVanish VPN to make it easy to stay truly private and secure on the internet. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. That means your private details, your emails, your passwords, your communication, your browsing history, and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's really that simple. So go to IPVanish.com/SGP and use that promo code SGP and claim 70% off your savings. That's IPVanish.com/SGP. All right. We are back talking Ragin' Cajun football. And I mean, what a time.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Something turned in that program a few years ago. They've been rolling. The transfer portal. We grade the transfer portal because it's been insane in college football lately. Absolutely insane. And when you look at this team, I think it's hard to say that they won the portal.
I'd agree
Yes.
because they lost it. They got rated pretty good, which I mean, you know, when there's coaching turnover, that can happen.
Yeah, but still, I mean, they got pretty. So they added the Fresno State kid at quarterback, which you mean, who knows if he gets the start at or not? But I mean, besides that, they brought in I'm counting one guy. Besides that, now I will say this: he is a key get, and that's guard James Ohamba. Who has 20 starts at Michigan State.
Yeah, he should be able to slide right in, and especially losing that many offensive linemen, that was a need. So he certainly helps.
Yeah, but you alluded to some of the other ones they lost. Lorenzo McCaskill at the linebacker spot, huge and great get by Lance Leopold at Kansas. They also lost defensive lineman Clinton Anakururu, offensive lineman Tyler Brown, wide receiver Kyron Lacey went to LSU. Safety Makai Williams Garner went to LSU. Imani Bailey, the stud running back, he went to TCU. Montrell Johnson, another stud running back, went to Florida. Osiris Torrance on the O-line went to Florida. Offensive tackle Cameron Waits, started from a year ago, went to Florida. Safety Kobe Hilton went to UTEP. Cornerback Bobby Holmes in the portal, and also defensive lineman Dominic Ratcliffe went to Texas State. Ooh, in division, in conference. Also, offensive tackle Matthew Anderson is in the portal. So they definitely lost the transfer portal.
Yes, for sure. I don't think there's any other team where it's that cut and dry. Maybe Clemson, because Clemson doesn't bring in anybody.
Yeah. That's pretty wild right there. So you look at what Las Vegas, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this sweet ass graphic. I used to have to reveal this, but Las Vegas is projecting 8.5 wins for the Ragin' Cajuns. Now,
it was 11 last year. They went 11-1 regular season.
Well, and this is what's crazy to me. I came in prepared to take the under, right?
Yeah.
But let's see, because I do think maybe it's
let's just say they were smart to schedule light in a transition year.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find the juice on this. I keep getting La Tech to see what they're doing.
I imagine you're going to be laying some juice if you choose the.
All right,
over.
I got it. It's minus 120 on the over, plus 100 on the under. So not that much.
Not bad.
Let's hop into the schedule, NC Nick here, because I mean, like I said, I thought I was going to be on the under if you'd asked me blindly a month ago. But let's hop into it. Week 1, the Southeast Louisiana Lions come to town, who were pretty good. They made the FCS playoffs a year ago.
Who was that quarterback?
Cole Kelly.
There you go.
I think he's gone though. Yeah, I believe he's gone. So that works out in Louisiana's favor. I'll take Louisiana in Cajun Field to be 1-0. You?
Yeah, definitely.
Week 2, our boy Chris Creighton comes to town. Eastern Michigan at Louisiana. I'm taking Louisiana. I just think they're more talented.
Yeah, Sun Belt against the MAC. It's not a shoe-in, especially with early in the season with so many new faces, new quarterback, new offensive line. We've already gone over all that, so this is not an easy win. But yeah, I got to favor the Ragin' Cajuns here, 2-0.
Then week 3, they are at Rice. Big year for Mike Bloomgren. I would say the seat is very hot for him down there in Houston. However, when you look back at what Rice did last year, I just don't know that they're talented enough to even be in this game. They got their ass kicked by a lot of teams last year. I mean, the only thing they did is they upset UAB. I'm taking Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, a road trip, maybe it's a little tricky, but you have to say Louisiana is just head and shoulders above Rice right now. So that's 3 of their 4 out of conference games. Like I said, I mean, yeah, this one is on the road, but they scheduled pretty nicely here. They should be 3-0 out the gates.
This schedule breaks incredible for them, in my opinion. Next, back-to-back away, they do go to ULM Malone Stadium. Now, this one I do think will be tricky. Terry Bowden in year 2, I think this program is better. Now, I will say this. The fact that they are coming off of playing Alabama is a great opportunity, a great look for Louisiana. And another thing is Rich Rodriguez is gone. He's the head coach of Jacksonville State now. So they are revamping the offense. I'm taking Louisiana.
Here's where I think we might have an upset. Louisiana's won 4 in a row, and in 2020 they beat them 70-20. But other than that, these games have been close. I mean, this is kind of a rivalry here. This is your 2 Louisiana schools in the Sun Belt. Last year it was just a 21-16 game in Lafayette. So you know what? I think ULM is going to surprise some folks. I think they're going to win this game at home, and I have the Ragin' Cajuns dropping to 3-1.
Do I need to tell you the record of teams playing Alabama the week after?
Yes, but if this is, I mean, it's obviously going to be a blowout. So those starters might not even play the second half of the game for ULM. I mean, and don't forget, it is the second of it back-to-back for Louisiana. So it's not the best spot for them either.
I do think it's the hardest game on their schedule the first 5 weeks, but
yes,
they follow it up with hosting South Alabama. Desmond Trotter penciled to be the starting quarterback there. I do think South Alabama will be improved some. I still am taking Louisiana. I got them 5-0 to start the season.
Well, last year, again, a very close win by Louisiana, 20-18. Obviously, Louisiana has been the better program than most of these opponents last few years. So they've also won 6 in a row in this series, and they're at home here. So I will take Louisiana, but it was a very close game a year ago, and Louisiana's not as good this year. The roster isn't as talented. So I'm just saying, maybe not a shoe-in, but give me Louisiana. I got 4-1.
This is where I need to quote that fan's Twitter account that says we have the livest stadium in the Sun Belt, because at home they'll take care of business here. Last year was in Mobile.
I agree.
They'll take care of business. And this is a great scheduling. I mean, it's a great schedule because they get a bye to focus on the game at Marshall.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking Marshall.
It is the rematch of the bowl game, the New Orleans Bowl last year. Louisiana won 36-21. Wasn't really in doubt. You're taking Marshall?
I guess.
Yeah.
I just think that's a far road trip, but I love the fact they get a week off. I think it's a fifth. Like this is to me the first 50-50 game on the schedule, and it's coming in October 12th. So that's great for if you're a fan of Louisiana.
In general, getting Marshall and Georgia Southern from the Sun Belt East is pretty nice because Georgia Southern I think is clearly the worst team in the East, but Marshall's probably top half. I agree. I say that they dropped this game. You're at 5-1. I'm at 4-2.
5-1. Then they host Arkansas State at Cajun Field. They get a few extra days to focus on this one too. I got Louisiana beating Arkansas State.
I do as well. Again, very similar to South Alabama. This game was 28-27 last year. Louisiana needed a touchdown with under 3 minutes to take the lead. Last year was on the road, this year at home. But once again, it's not like they just wiped the floor with Arkansas State last year. But yeah, give me Louisiana.
Yeah, so I got them 6-1. That number is at 8.5.
You're looking pretty good with an over, huh? But 5-2, it's a little bit more questionable.
Well, they hit the road to Hattiesburg on a Thursday night, which will be fucking rocking probably. But, gosh. Okay. I mean, maybe. I mean, this is foolish of me to say Southern Miss wins this game because Southern Miss couldn't throw a forward pass last year. but I do like. I liked the Will Hall hire. I thought the team got more competitive as the season went on. Maybe this is really foolish of me, but I got an upset special in Hattiesburg on Thursday night. Give me Southern Miss.
I certainly thought about it. You know, really looking at the schedule as a whole, I looked at the conference road games, and I think they're going to drop a couple of these conference road games. They're not going to lose them all, though. And I had them losing to ULM and to Marshall on the road, so I say Louisiana gets this one.
You know what? I'm taking Louisiana. I just looked at, I mean, Southern Miss, I do think that hire will work out. This is a team that definitely got their ass whooped in a lot of games last year, though. They did win their final two, but once again, not against. Yeah, all right. I'm taking Louisiana. Scratch that.
Scratch that. 7-1.
7-1. They host Troy. This might be the hardest game on their schedule within the Sun Belt. I'm taking. No, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm switching all around. Give me the loss at Southern Miss. They beat Troy on November 5th.
This series is 9-9 all time. Louisiana has won the last two convincingly, but one could argue Troy is improving. Well, maybe Louisiana drops a notch or two. This is a 50-50 game, but I'm gonna lean with the home team, which I think I think our records are now the same, right?
Yes.
7-2.
7-2, and then on Thursday night they're home to Georgia Southern. I think Georgia Southern is going to be terrible this year, so I have them 8-2.
I think this is one of the easy wins, similar to maybe Southeastern Louisiana or Rice or South Alabama. So yep, chalk it up.
Dude, this schedule is the nicest schedule out of all the ones I've previewed all year.
Yeah.
You know why? Because look, these next two games, there's a decent chance both coaches might not be there.
That's very true. I mean, once again, it's back-to-back road games, but still. So the first one is at Florida State. Louisiana can win this. I mean, Florida State lost to Jacksonville State.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you look at Florida State. I mean, what was the most there wasn't really a convincing win last year. I mean, yes, they beat Miami, but they battled back. They were getting their ass kicked that game.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the convincing win was against UMass, 59-3. But like you look elsewhere, I mean, this team beat Syracuse by 3.
Apparently, Florida State did not get the memo. If they're trying to be like the SEC and schedule, their second to last game against an easy opponent, they didn't, because Louisiana is anything but an easy opponent. With all that said, yeah, I mean, the Ragin' Cajuns could win this. I'm going to lean FSU though, 8-3, which means for me at least, they need a win in the final week to hit that over.
It's such a great spot because they get you don't know. Norvell could be fired by now. And if that happens, then I really like Louisiana's chances because these teams seem to quit. We saw it with Miami, but it's also right before they play the Florida Gators.
Yeah,
it is a great spot to catch them. The schedule's genius by the Ragin' Cajuns. I mean, look, I'll take Florida State. I'll be honest. This team could go undefeated. I don't see the way they get the bye week before Marshall, the way they get extra days to prep for Troy, and then they catch Florida State at a great spot, and then the final game of the season, back-to-back away at Texas State. But like I said, Spavital is coaching for his life. He might not be the head coach.
I know, but look, in general, overall as a team, Louisiana brings back 48% of last year's production, which is 126th in the country out of 131 teams. Okay,
but still,
they're not last year's team. They're not the team from 2020. They're going to need some time.
Buddy, they had the best recruiting class 3 straight years in the Sun Belt. That means to me, they're still the most talented team from a recruiting standpoint on the field in the Sun Belt. They haven't had the reps, but they're still, from a talent perspective, they are the most talented team. And they don't draw App. They don't draw Coastal. They don't even draw JMU, who I think would give them a game. This schedule's amazing. At
Marshall from the East is not an easy game.
But they get the bye week before. I mean, look, I took Marshall, but I just think this schedule is I get it. They have 2 sets of back-to-back away, but at the same time, like, I'm sorry, hammer the over. I don't see how they don't get it.
We should mention the last game, which is at Texas State. I guess we kind of alluded to it. And they've completely owned Texas State, 8-0 all time. And of those 8 games, none of them have been 1-score games. Last year they won 45-0. Like I said, they've owned the Bobcats. So for me, I went back and forth on this, but I think they win. The last game of the year. I think they get to 9-3. And that has to be viewed as a successful first year for Desormeaux, aided by the fact that it is a pretty easy schedule.
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, like, the schedule is the best schedule that I've seen. I mean, yes, Georgia's was pretty ridiculous. The Georgia Bulldogs, we felt like, but I mean, the fact they catch their hardest opponents, in my opinion, are Florida State, Marshall, and ULM. I think, if I had to guess, right? ULM, because it's maybe
throw Troy in there, but yeah.
But that's
pretty easy. Well, I mean, if we look at the Sun Belt, I mean, the Sun Belt West is almost like the SEC East. There's so many better teams in the Sun Belt East. I wonder how that's going to play out. I don't think any conference wants one side to be totally lopsided, and maybe that's just this year. 5 years down the road, it could be flipped. Who knows? But for now, Louisiana definitely has the advantage of playing in the weaker of the divisions. That's for sure.
Well, they get ULM after they've played Bama. They get a bye week before they play Marshall. They get an extra 2 days to prep for Troy, and they get Florida State before they play Florida. This is a genius schedule. I honestly came into this, dude, saying, like, I'm going to take the under because they lost so much. I mean, I really don't think it would be that ridiculous.
I don't think it's a slam dunk over. I think you're more confident than I am. You said potentially might be one of your locks. I just think when you're replacing that much, when your head coach is a question mark, your quarterback is a question mark, and your O-line is a question mark, I don't like to pick overs on those teams. But that is my lean. It's not going to be one that I'm going to bet, but I'd lean over.
But you also can't tell me there's a clear-cut loss on that schedule.
A clear cut. Oh yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you could argue Florida State, I guess, but it's not a very good argument. So yeah, that's true.
I'm on the over. I gotta take it. I think, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they went 12-0.
Get out of here.
I'm telling you, it is genius. Like I'm one that I don't think Mike Norvell will be coaching that game. And we saw, remember when Florida. Florida last year, but also Miami. When these teams have a tendency, especially big programs, they'll quit on their teams.
Yep.
If we saw Florida International and Louisiana Tech beat the Miami Hurricanes in years like this,
right?
I think it's a great scenario, great schedule. Give me the over on the Ragin' Cajuns.
There you go. Over it up.
Yes. Subscribe to the College Football Experience, folks. Subscribe on YouTube and also subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. If you give us a 5-star review on iTunes, take a screenshot and find me on Twitter at DColbyD or at the College Football Experience on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Show me that screenshot. We'll send you a College Football Experience T-shirt. Yeah, like that sweet pennant if you're watching on YouTube. NC Nick's on Twitter at NC_NICK. Patty C is on Twitter at PattyC831. We are the College Football Experience. Like I said, though, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience too, because the Ragin' Cajuns, we cover you. We talk college basketball year round over there. We talk college football year round over here. Subscribe, tell a friend. Also check out Sports Gambling Podcast. I mean, we just had Pat McAfee on. They're already doing NFL props, NFL win totals. Check out that if you're a Saints fan. All right, whatever, any NFL team. Check out that. We also just had Mike Leach on the show, Mississippi State head coach. So check out all of that. And yeah, I think you'll dig those episodes. And yeah, check out the app, the SGPN app, all that good stuff. All right, check it all out. And yeah, this is the College Football Experience. We're both on the over with the Ragin' Cajuns. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.